I trained at Rosebery Drama College, which is a drama college in London. I did the physical theatre pathway. I think the thing about training and drama college, or any kind of formative training like that, is that you begin to create settings in you which are about discipline, about rigour, repetition, listening, asking questions of yourself and also those around you. As an actor, you learn what you're good at, but you also learn what makes you vulnerable, and you learn how to use those things. I would say it's like a tool bag of stuff that you try and put as much stuff in it as possible. To me, total theatre really means that one is equipped to tell a story in any way that one needs and sees fit. If you can create a journey for the audience using a puppet or using material or objects on stage, physicality, choreography, video. I don't ever worry about that. I just focus on the story and what it is we're involved with, and if that means that suddenly there's a child in the piece, my thoughts start going towards having a puppet that will help us with that, then we'll start to play with the puppet. If I need to create something which is in the past, which is far away, then I'll think about distance, I'll think about the geography of the stage, maybe I'll think about making that thing even higher up and further away, maybe it's behind a screen. So then a whole set of ideas, you've suddenly got a tower, you've suddenly got some sort of gauze or a screen or something that gives you some distance. The answers come from the integrity of trying to play out the piece and uncover the piece. That's the only thing that's important. I was very lucky after the drama college, after my training, to then have another period of time which I would call training as well, because of the nature of the relationship that I had with David Glass and with Lindsay Kemp. Two extraordinary theatre makers, visionaries, who have an incredibly different methodology for how they make work. How they see the world is totally different, and it was very valuable for me to spend time in both of those worlds. Lindsay Kemp's world is a world which is totally abandoned to the sensation of life, the sensation of theatre, the feeling of putting makeup on, smelling the stage. It's a totally sensory world. It's like Lindsay's constantly trying to relive a dream and create that dream, to fill the stage with that dream, so that he feels lost in it, in the hope that the audience will feel lost in it, and that they'll feel the potential that one feels when you're in a dream. David Glass's theatre and his ideas come from a very incredibly solid and learned appreciation of the history of theatre and the history of art. He is incredibly devoted to process and to the building and the developing of relationships, creating a sort of non-judgmental space in which a process can unfold. David revealed to me a methodology of creativity, a deepening of my understanding of the theory and the craft of theatre making. Very, very different entry points, both of which I think are true and valuable to what Gecko is and stands for now. I find the process of discovery, the process of searching, however difficult, however glorious that is, the process of creating our own world, our own story, our own script, that is Gecko. That is what we do. That is who we are. It's not a choice between working with a script or not working with a script. It is what we do. It is what we are. And the benefit of that is that You make something that you care about as if it's one of your limbs. It is you. You have created a culture. You have created something together. The strength of relationship, the potential of that is above and beyond if you pick up a script and work with that, because everyone has had to create that. Everyone's made that. You've done that together. The first thing that comes to mind, if you were a band, you went on tour with a new album, and this is what bands do, of course. You play out that album and then you realise that songs are not in the right order, and so you change the order of the songs, and that one of the songs needs to be faster, another one needs to be slower, another one's too long. So it's something that a band can only really test out with a live audience. That's because they feel that the audience's reaction and enjoyment, they feel and sense the audience's focus throughout the album. So they change it as they go along, and in a way that's the same. That element of it is the same for us. We don't know what the piece is until we've performed it, because it requires the imagination of the audience to put that final authorship on the piece. And then from then on, it really is about the playing out, because so much of a Gecko show is about rhythm. It's about feeling and the sensation of performing it. The performers have to feel their way through the show, and so do the technicians who are operating the sound and the light. Everyone has to feel it. It's about the integrity of that journey and making sure there is space and time to change things. Creating a piece in which English is the central storyteller, or the central storytelling device, is not something that I'm interested in. For me to try and have a different dialogue with the audience, where something else has to be engaged, is exciting. I believe that there is the potential for an innate truth can somehow be constructed with the audience. Having said all of that, I love the voice, and I love the performers to use voice. I like that as something that helps provoke and deliver intention, which is very important in a Gecko show. So using a multitude of language, means that you diffuse the necessity to understand any of those languages particularly. But also, if you understand some of it, that's also fun, because it's like a condiment on a beautiful meal. You kind of get tiny little tasters of words, which is also good.